the number one priority is faith and fitness together.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm not, like, that's spirituality, but like for me, like fitness being at the top, that health and well-being, if I can't be on my game and I'm not I have 3 small kids, I have a wife with high energy, and we're on the go constantly, plus businesses.
Yep.
And if I'm not at my best mentally and physically, then I can't give them my best, right? And if I don't love myself, how could I love someone else, right? And I've learned this over the past year, where I've had this conversation with my wife, is like, how could I properly love you when I don't even love what I see in the mirror?
That's it.
And for the first time in a long time, I actually like the guy I see in the mirror. I actually love the guy that I see in the mirror. And we're going to break all this down.
Yeah.
But like, that's what this is about. Like, it's going back in time and helping the younger versions of ourselves close the gap sooner. Because you and I both know, like, if we would have had somebody like us in our lives a lot sooner, we would have closed a lot of gaps. It would have changed a lot of things for us and made a lot of things easier to handle and manage and go through.
That is true.
You know?
So I think we're going to do a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
I think our first couple of episodes...
We're just getting started, man.
We're going to break down, brother. We're going to break down. We're going to climb into spirituality. We're going to climb into body. We're going to make the difficult, the things that seem overwhelming, and we're going to break it down from experience. We're going to break it down. We're going to bring in experts.
Nice.
We're going to show people how to break these things down, how to look at it.
Didn't you say we're going to get Ronnie Coleman on here?
Yeah, so...
Am I saying that too soon? Is that premature?
No.
Do we need to cut that out?
No, I don't think we're going to cut it out. So... Here's the beauty of what we found, right, is you join communities. This is one thing that men are really bad with, right?
Yeah.
We can do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're very stubborn when we want to ask for help.
Yep.
We're very stubborn to create communities.
Yeah.
We're super stubborn in speaking to other men. I mean, I remember, quick story. So I remember training in a gym in Canada, right? And in the gym, this was just when COVID hit in, gyms closed off and they opened up again. And there was a guy training in the gym, right? Now, we stayed in Niagara Falls in Canada for about three and a half years.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm training in the gym, and this guy in this gym, he's in fantastic shape. Nice, like really good shape, right? Kind of sees you, but really never really talks to you, kind of standoffish, he does his thing, never really competing, but acknowledge that he's there, he looks great, he kind of acknowledges you, but you never really connect.
Yeah.
Right? And we go through this entire process, and I meet this wonderful guy called Mark, who kind of he created his own communities. Very smart guy, and he came to me the one day, and he kind of broke the ice. He's like, "Can I train with you?" I'm like, "Abso-fucking-lutely," because according to him, he had already kind of established the group, and I was this guy that came in. They thought they called me the Russian soldier. So they had created an entire world.
I never thought
around.
About you like a Russian. I guess I can see
haircuts. He goes, no, I must be Russian or something, and maybe special forces or military, and they just didn't know how to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
And also the intimidation of coming to speak to someone, because again, without trying to do that, when I go into the gym, I'm super focused on what I'm doing. I'm trying to cut everyone else.
You're intense. You can
right, and I can go in, so I can see there's a bit of thing. But once you get to know you, realize that we're all pretty much the same people, right? Very approachable, very easy to talk to.
Nope.
And lo and behold, through this entire process, I meet Mark, the same guy that I was watching for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And he starts training with us. And initially, when he starts training, it's kind of a competition, because he's a big guy. This guy looks like he should get on stage every day.
Wow.
He's fantastic. He's probably got one of the best all round physiques.
Nice.
The nicest looking quads, separation. He looks great, right?
That's awesome.
And we started training, and then he kind of realized that I'm not there to compete.
It's not a competition.
And then he kind of the ice started breaking down, and then it broke in. And I remember him sitting one day, and he's such a nice person. Whenever I come down, go up to Canada, he's like, let's go have a workout together. He's really a good guy, right?
Yeah.
And he sat there and he goes, I just cannot understand why I didn't talk to you sooner. Right. Not all his
most
faults.
Guys are like that.
And that's it, right? So it's about breaking that ice. I'm hoping the one thing we get through this podcast is getting guys to realize that your ego is a load of shit.
Check the ego at the door.
Check it at the door.
Yeah.
There's other guys in there. Spot each other. Speak to each other. Train together.
For sure.
The minute we spoke,
you told me when we first started training together. Like I have a home gym. It's not the most immaculate home gym, but it's above average. Yeah. But you're like, nope. Like, you're coming to the gym. So we started doing that. Obviously now, like, we went from no gym memberships to 2. But But you basically, one of the things you were like, you need to talk to people. Like, you had to go to Canada for something, and you're like,
Yeah.
you need to talk to people when I'm gone. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, fuck you. Like, I'm not talking to anybody. I did. I talked to a couple people because I knew them. But, like, the point is, like, going to those places, breaking down the barriers that we have.
Yes.
I've lived this for a long time. Like, I'm really being intentional about getting away from this. Like, when I go places, just being polite, being kind. Because
Yes.
I know I'm a big guy. I'm intimidating.
Yeah. And we close off, right?
I can be closed off, and so just like opening up the dialogue to conversations. Like, I went to the Publix over the weekend. I bought some seasoning for the steaks, and the kid's like looking at the seasoning, and normally I just wouldn't have said a word. I would have just stood there.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you should try it. It's really good stuff. I was like, it's really good seasoning.
Yeah.
Like, coat your steaks in oil, grill them, perfect, way to do it. So just doing stuff like that, being intentional to like open myself up, and being a leader.
Yeah.
And basically allowing people in to my reality, in my world, right? And recognizing that, like, creating community amongst men is something that has been missing for a long time.
And it requires you to be the change you want to see. We want to see everything we're speaking about is you want to speak to
manifest it, right? We're going to talk about
100%.
that, but like, it's all about manifesting. That's
Create
why we're
the
here
reality.
today. We manifested this.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I think our first meeting, the first time I sat in your office, I said to you, listen, I want to do a podcast. Before we go to that route, we're going to train together.
yeah.
Right? Because that's how you learn from my experiences.
Actually, I think that was our very first conversation. We talked
Yes.
about training together.
Yeah, and like, just come train, learn to know the person you're with. This is the same as going to the military. You don't truly know
Yeah.
the guy you're with until you're in the shit together.
That's right.
We don't have that out here. This is the normal world. So
Right.
the closest thing you get is going to do a training session with that person, whether it be in the gym, whether you go do kickboxing, boxing, MMA. I don't really care what
Yeah.
it is. But sitting into that point where you both push yourself past levels, you get to understand another human being.
Yeah, and I mean, we train together so much that we, like, it's not like this as much, but like, when you go into a gym environment, like we're bringing communities in, and like you do these hard workouts or these hard things, on the backside of the workout, you feel accomplished and you feel good. Like, well, but fuck, I did that with that guy too, and my wife trains with us too, and like, we walk away from those workouts like we're seeing a little blurry, but we feel really proud and accomplished when we never get cheated ever.
No, push yourself to the limits every time, and some days are better than others. But every day is a good day if it's in the gym.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Every day is a good day in the